Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Zoe and today we're going to try out another indie palette, but this time it's going to be a little bit different because, wow, I was out of breath. Because I'm actually going to use the Nomad Iceland palette, which is no longer available, but I couldn't do any uploads last week because my my internet connection was terrible where I was, so I couldn't really do anything. I did make videos, but I just couldn't upload them, and then I was frustrated and didn't film anymore. So I didn't upload anything last week, and I really want to get back into uploading some indie palette content. But I also saw a brand challenge by Nomad where it's like a poolside, pool inspired something look. And I don't really join brand challenges, but I did like the idea. So I'm going to make a look. I'm not sure if I'm going to, apply it, and I thought this is an indie palette as well. Maybe you guys have this. So let's, get some use out of palettes that we still have. And also, I've been really reorganizing my collection. I feel as of lately, I've been kind of lost in my palettes. I don't know what to use. I don't know what to grab. So I decided that I was actually gonna filter my palettes down to some categories. And the first category being the palettes that really excite me. Those palettes, which are like about 45 palettes, which I know is a lot, but also to some people might not be a lot, those will be in my drawers right next to me. So those will be the palettes that I can easily grab every day, because now sometimes I grab palettes that don't really excite me a lot, which doesn't make sense. And then I'll have a drawer of palettes over there to the side of the room that I do want to keep, that I do enjoy enough to keep and I don't want to get rid of, or that I really want to keep for comparison reasons, but that I don't need right next to me, that I don't want to reach for every day, that do not excite me as much. That's the second category. And then the third category is just palettes I need to get rid of, to be honest. But when I was, going through my collection, there were some palettes that I was like, okay, this is a maybe. So I don't want to get rid of it just quite yet, but I also don't know if I will ever reach for it if I keep it. So those landed in a maybe pile, and then within that maybe pile I went through it again, and some palettes actually ended up on a chopping block, which, if you don't frequently watch makeup videos, the chopping block is basically where you're gonna use a palette once or a certain amount of times and decide if you actually want to keep it or not. And this was one that ended on the chopping block, not because I don't like it, but because I don't tend to reach for it. And I think the main problem, the main reason that I don't reach for it is because I got this on a sale, and after that it was discontinued, which makes sense. A lot of things are on sale before they get discontinued. But I just really wanted to try out the formula of Nomad Cosmetics, so I was aware that it was going to be discontinued, but I don't want to talk on my channel too much about palettes that are discontinued, because you can no longer get them. Now, the reason I am wearing it today is, first of all, obviously because of the chopping block. Second of all, for the last few months, Nomad Cosmetics has been bringing some palettes back, purely because they're celebrating their birthday, their anniversary of how long they exist. I don't know how to say it, but because they're bringing some things back, it could very well be that they're bringing this back too. They haven't talked about this palette yet, but it could be. So I thought, why not use it? Because it's perfect for a pool themed look. So that makes sense. And then, I can get inspired by it hopefully again. Maybe I feel more comfortable keeping this if I have some other Nomad Cosmetics palettes. I don't know. I just I have been eyeing their website because I know they're gonna do some sales. Oh my god. I feel so stupid. I was like, oh, why there are only 2 blue mattes in this palette? Oh, this one is leaning slightly green, but there's actually another matte, but we're fine. It's okay. So, I have been looking at their website because I know there's going to be a sale soon, and I might want to pick up some things in that sale because I do have to say, like, this is not a Bella Beauté bar kind of formula. It's not like super shifty and super crazy, like special shades. I know they did some special shades in their newer palettes, in some of them. And I do like that they price accordingly. Like if there are special shades in the palettes, it's going to be a little bit more expensive because those shades are more expensive to manufacture. So I like that they're like true to that part. Wait, let me explain to you what I'm doing. I used Frig and Nif. Yes, here we go. Niflheim in the crease, and then I put Gauss Waterfall all over the lid. And I want to do a sort of a reflection. So I'm taking the shade Valkyries. Valkyries? I have no clue. Which is a purpley blue, and I'm putting that like right off the center of my lid to make it almost look like that's the reflection of that blue shade, like the shift. So what I was saying is they don't really have not in every single one of their palettes are special shades, but it's a good like consistent palette. As you can see, it applies very nicely. There's nothing wrong with it. It's very consistent, and actually I really enjoy the looks I get out of it. The big positive note about not having as many special shades is also that you know how the shades are going to come out, because sometimes you have so many like special shades. Like I, for example, really like my Adept Sumerian Sunset palette, but that has so many special shades and all of them shift very differently that when you put that on your eyes for the very first time, you have no clue what kind of look you're gonna get. Like, honestly, no clue, because the shimmers pull so different than they do, like they have so many different shifts that you can't really on forehand decide how it's gonna look, which can be very annoying. And it can be very cool. So it can go one of 2 ways, but just so you know, this palette has like shades that are true to the way they look in the pan, which can be very comfortable to use because you just know where you're going to get, and that I do appreciate a lot. The first time I used a palette with many like duo multi-chromes, I was kind of confused. They do not always look good on me either. Like I can use a few or like one a look, but I can't like layer too much of them because it will look weird. But I don't feel like I have that problem with any of these shades because they're just very beautiful metallics instead of being like multi-chromes and stuff. Now, what I wanted to do, because this is a good look, I'm very happy with how the look turned out. I might do some black liner as well, but that's good. However, I wanted to do something fun on the lower lash line because I was inspired by that challenge. But I can't do it with this palette, which is not a problem because this look I'm going to create is not going to be an everyday look for me. But I'm going to take the Sample Beauty Equalizer palette. This is also on my chopping block. I'm not going to decide on whether to keep it or not today based on this look because I'm just going to use it as a companion. But I wanted to do a rainbow lower lash line. Does that make sense? I hope so. I'm going to open the palette back up. I just put it away, but I need to mirror. So, okay, let's decide. Are we going to do red on the outside, red on the inside? We're going to do red on the inside. So I'm going to take the red shade from this palette called Queen. And I'm going to put that right there in the inner corner. I feel like I'm like holding my breath to do this, whilst this is not gonna, like, this can't be too difficult. I mean, come on. We have done rainbow looks before. Like that, okay. I'm gonna drag it a little bit along. Now I'm gonna take the orange shade, which is called Vitamin. And I'm gonna go over that. So I'm not gonna fully like put it next to it. That's why I dragged it out a bit. I'm gonna put it over. Does that make sense? So far, yes. I'm gonna take a little bit of the red again to make sure that we're connected and it's like not too weird of a shape, okay? Now I need to clean off my brush because I need to get into the yellow, which I'm gonna use the shade Rubber, but I'm not sure if this is gonna be bright enough of a yellow. Oh, that's actually quite okay. I don't know for sure, but we might need to put a little bit of the metallic yellow over. I'm gonna take that orange again because I feel like we only have red now. We don't have orange for some reason. So that's better. I am gonna put the metallic yellow over again as well because I'm not gonna have the yellow show enough if I don't. I'm gonna blend that into that orange a bit. I feel like that's better. I feel like now we have some yellow. I'm gonna take a little bit of that orange again and just blend it slightly over that yellow because I feel like then we will finally have orange because it kind of gets eaten by the red. Okay, now we're gonna go into a green, which I'm gonna use the shade Tequila from the same palette. Do we need like a, yeah, okay, sorry, I just had the biggest like brain fart of life where it's like, is there green in the rainbow? So stupid, but sometimes you do before you think, and then you like wake up from your just doing situation and you're like, did I make a mistake? So I'm putting a little bit of that metallic yellow to connect those two to one another. So we have the green now, and then we need actually a dark purple, right? And then like a lilac. Okay, that's gonna be a thing because we have a dark purple, which is called, well, actually, are we gonna put a blue? Because officially, I don't think it's there, but okay, we're gonna put a blue. We're gonna take the shade Jibba, which is a dark blue, and we're just gonna do like the tiniest bit as like a transition from the green into the purple. Let's blend that out a bit. And let's take the Tequila green shade and just go over that a bit. So we don't want to lose the green. And now we're going to do a purple on the outer corner, like the lower lash line outer corner. And I kind of want to, because purple is such a vibrant color, I kind of want to mix that in. Because in the palette, this palette, there's this purple shifting shade, like a lilac, and I actually need a lilac to finish off that rainbow because it ends with like a lighter purple. So I'm gonna try and put that on the outer corner. See if that works for me. Like that purplish shade there. I hope so. Okay, I'm gonna do, it's looking crazy right now, but trust the process. I'm gonna finish everything up, do some liner, brows, all of that stuff, and I'll be back to talk about the finished look. Okay, I don't want to talk about it. My brows, I've been busy with my brows for like almost 5 minutes now, and they look like this. They look like this, they look like they're one joint thing, and it's just, ugh. Okay, let me finish this up. calmly. Okay, and we're back. So I did put a little bit of blue highlighter on and completely ruined the look, so I needed to fix that. But this is my finished blue pool rainbow-ish look. I do really enjoy using this, which makes it even harder because I was like, oh, if I don't enjoy it, I can like remove it from my collection. But the last 2 times I used this, I really liked it. So I think, honestly, I'm going to keep it for a little bit longer because look at the top half of this eye look. It's so beautiful, so smooth, so good looking. I just can't get rid of this yet. I just enjoy it a lot still, and the last time I made a different look with more of the greeny and grungy shades, and I love that too. So this is gonna stay in my collection. It probably will go in the like drawer where I'm gonna pick some every month, so not in my like top drawer, but maybe if I like it enough next time I'll use it, it can move up. And then for the rainbow part of the look, I use this palette. I do really enjoy it, but I have some other rainbow palettes, so I'll see when I make a complete look with this if this is worth keeping. So that was the video for today. I hope you guys liked the look. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up, give it a like. Head over to my Instagram, which is at zoe.fransen, whatever you want to call it. It's Fransen. Am I saying this correctly? I hope. I'm not the best at spelling. But that is my Instagram handle, and you can maybe like this photo because I will upload a photo of this look. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all of that stuff, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!